Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen amma ba'd fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Today you are going to learn lesson number 12, Noon Sakin and Tanween. So first of all, you have to understand what Noon Sakin is and what Tanween is. You learned in lesson number 11 and in lesson number 7, if you remember, that any letter that has jazm on it is called sakin letter. So when the letter noon has jazm on it, noon is sakin. Let me show you noon sakin in the lesson. Please look at the first box in line 1. You can see noon in this box, and noon has jazm on it. So this noon is noon sakin. So whenever you see this kind of noon, the noon that has jazm on it, you have to understand that this is noon sakin. And what is tanween? Tanween is 2 zabar, 2 zer, 2 pesh. You learned in lesson number 5, 2 zabar, 2 zer and 2 pesh are called tanween. So for example, look at the same box, same word. You can see the letter lam has 2 zer below it. So this 2 zer is tanween. And when you see 2 pesh, that is also tanween. And when you see 2 zabar on a letter, that is also tanween. So 2 zabar, 2 zer and 2 pesh is tanween. So today you are going to learn some rules of noon sakin and tanween. Like when you see noon sakin, how to read. When you see tanween, how to read. Let's start from rule number 1. There are 4 cases of noon sakin and tanween. Number 1 is izhar, number 2 ikhfa, number 3 idgham, number 4 iqlab. What is the first rule? Izhar. If any halkiya letter comes after a noon sakin or tanween, then izhar will be done, that is gunna, nasalization will not be done when pronouncing such a noon sakin and tanween. There are 6 halkiya letters, and they are hamza ha, ain ha, ghain and kha. Let me explain this rule first. Let me make it easier for you. That means when you see noon sakin or when you see tanween, 2 zabar, 2 zer or 2 pesh, so you have to look at the letter next to noon sakin or next to tanween. I mean after noon sakin or after tanween. Look at the letter after noon sakin or after 2 zabar, 2 zer or 2 pesh. If that letter is from these 6 halkiya letters, like if that letter is hamza, if the letter is ha, if that letter is ain, ha, ghain or kha, if that letter is from these 6 letters, so you have to apply the rule izhar. And when you apply the rule izhar, then you have to read noon sakin without gunna. You have to read tanween, 2 zabar, 2 zer, 2 pesh without gunna. What does gunna mean? Gunna means taking the sound into the nose. So when izhar is done, gunna is not done. That means when izhar is done, you have to read noon sakin or tanween without taking the sound into your nose. Let me make it more easier for you with the example. Please look at the first box in line 1. You can see noon sakin in this box, as I just told you and showed you. And after noon sakin, hamza is coming. You can see alif has zabar on it. So you know that when alif has zabar, zer or pesh on it, we say it as hamza. So it is hamza. After noon sakin, hamza is coming. So izhar will be done, gunna will not be done. That means when you pronounce this noon sakin, you will not take the sound into the nose. Like this, min ajalin. You will read min ajalin. You will not read as min ajalin. No, don't take the sound into the nose, because izhar will be done Hamza is coming after Noon Sakin, and Hamza is from 6 Halkiya letters. And you just learned that if any Halkiya letter comes after Noon Sakin or Tanween, Izhar will be done, Gunna will not be done. Let me show you the example of Tanween in Izhar. This example is the example of Noon Sakin in Izhar. Let me show you the example with Tanween. Please open the next page and look at the last line, page 25, and last line, second box. Azaban aliman. You can see the letter Ba has 2 zabar on it. So this is Tanween. Ba has Tanween on it. And after 2 zabar, after Tanween, Hamza is coming. And Hamza is from Halkiya letters, 6 Halkiya letters. So Izhar will be done here. That means Gunna will not be done. Gunna. You will not take the sound into your nose. You will read as Azaban aliman. You will not read as Azaban aliman. No. Do not take the sound into the nose. Do not do Gunna. Read without Gunna because Izhar will be done here. Let's read the next rule now. The next rule is Ikhfa. If any Ikhfa letter comes after a Noon Sakin or Tanween, then Ikhfa will be done, that is, Gunna will be done, nasalization will be done when pronouncing such a Noon Sakin and Tanween. There are 15 Ikhfa letters and they are Ta, Tha, Jim, Dal, Zal, Za, Sin, Shin, Sod, Dod, To, Zo, Fa, Qaf, Kaf. That means whenever you see Noon Sakin or you see Tanween, 2 zabar, 2 zer or 2 pesh, and after Noon Sakin or Tanween, if any Ikhfa letter from these 15 letters, if any Ikhfa letter comes after Noon Sakin or Tanween, then Ikhfa will be done, Gunna will be done. That means you have to pronounce Noon Sakin or you have to pronounce Tanween with Gunna by taking the sound into your nose. Let me make it easier for you with an example. Please look at the last box in line 2 on the same page. The word is min samaratin. So in this word you can see Noon Sakin, and after Noon Sakin Tha is coming. Tha is coming, and Tha is from Ikhfa letters. You can see 15 letters, there is Ikhfa, the second letter is Tha. So Tha is from Ikhfa letters, so Ikhfa will be done here, Gunna will be done. When you pronounce Noon Sakin, this Noon Sakin, you will take the sound into your nose. You will read it with Gunna, like that. Min thamaratin, min thamaratin, like that. In the same way, you can see the example of Tanween with Ikhfa. Let me show you. Open the next page and look at the last line and last word. You can see the letter Noon has 2 zay below it, Noon has Tanween below it, and after Tanween Ta is coming, and Ta is from Ikhfa letters, so Ikhfa will be done here. You have to pronounce Tanween with Gunna. You have to take the sound into your nose when you pronounce this Tanween, like that. Adni tajri, adni tajri, like this. Let me teach you line 1 and you have to read rest of the lines by yourself, and you have to differentiate clearly between Izhar and Ikhfa. Let's start it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Mim, Noon, Zair, Min, Hamza, Zabar, A, Min, A, Jim, Zabar, Ja, Min, Aja, Lam, Do, Zair, Lin, Min, Aja, Lin, Mim, Noon, Zair, Min, Ha, Alif, Zabar, Ha, minha, dal do zer din, minha din, mim noon zer min, ain zabar a, min a, lam zabar la, min ala, qaf do zer qin, min alaqin, mim noon zer min, ha zabar ha, min ha, kaf ya zer ki, min haki, mim do zer min hakimin. Now you have to read the same line without spelling like that. Min ajalin, min hadin, min alaqin, min hakimin. Now you have to read rest of the lines by yourself, and when you see izhar, do not do gunna. When you see ikhfa, do gunna. Sallu ala al-habib, sallallahu ala Muhammad.